This story is about to get even more emotional. Before we dive in, please consider subscribing to our channel for more amazing and beautiful stories like this, and would highly recommend you watch part 1 if you have not, so you can catch up on the full gist. Now let's continue. It was a quiet, dimly lit evening in Angel's small room. On the small bed, Angel lay motionless. Tears streamed silently down her cheeks. Her once bright eyes now stared blankly at the ceiling, hollow and broken. Cynthia sat beside her, holding her hands between both of hers. She watched her friend cry. "Cynthia, I gave them everything. I gave them my life. And when I needed them most, they threw me away like I never mattered." "I know, my sister, I know. I warned you, didn't I? How many times did I tell you not to put your life on hold for them? How many times did I beg you to live for yourself too?" Angel sobbing. "I thought I was doing the right thing." "You did what you thought was right," Cynthia said. "You loved with everything in you, and that's not a sin, Angel. It's not wrong to love. It's not wrong to sacrifice." "But look where it got me," Angel whispered. "I'm paralyzed, alone, forgotten." "Listen to me, Angel," Cynthia said. "This is not the end of your story. You are down now, yes. You are broken, yes. But you are still breathing. You are still here. And as long as there is breath in you, there is hope. You hear me? There is hope." Angel didn't respond. She simply closed her eyes, and for the first time in a long time, she let someone else carry a piece of her burden. And somewhere deep inside her shattered soul, a tiny spark flickered. The first fragile hint that maybe, just maybe, her story wasn't over yet. Meanwhile, in the heart of the bustling city, in a cozy, dimly lit restaurant, Emeka and his fiancée Rose sat across from each other at a corner table. A half-eaten plate of pasta sat forgotten between them as they laughed softly, lost in their private world. Rose, beautiful, lively and confident, reached across the table to gently tap Emeka's nose. "So, Mr. Loverman, after our wedding, how many kids are we making? 4, 5? Let's start with 2 and see how peaceful the house remains first," Emeka said, laughing. They both chuckled, their faces aglow with love. Just then, Emeka's phone buzzed on the table, vibrating noisily against the wood. He glanced at it briefly, frowned and pressed it silent without answering. Seconds later, it buzzed again and again. Rose raising a brow, playfully but curious. Somebody's desperate. Who is calling you like they're about to break your door down?" Emeka waving it off. "It's nothing important. Let's not spoil our evening." Emeka, I hope you're not hiding a mysterious girl behind me." "Of course not. It's just..." Rose folding her arms, pretending to be stern. "If it's nothing, pick it, or should I?" Emeka sighed, picked up the phone reluctantly and pressed answer, putting it on speaker. "Hello?" Angel's voice came through, small, weak, trembling. "Emeka, I'm sorry to disturb you, but Angel, I'm really busy right now. Can we talk later?" Emeka cut in. Angel softly like a whisper. Okay, sorry. Take care." After the brief cold call, Emeka sighed heavily and dropped his phone on the table like it was something filthy. Rose sat back, arms folded, her expression serious now, no longer playful. "That didn't sound like just any call, Emeka. You were harsh. Who was that really?" Emeka shrugging. "I told you, my sister Angel." "Your sister? And you spoke to her like that, like she was a stranger?" She sounded broken. "Why would you talk to your own blood like that? Rose, please. Let's not spoil our evening. It's not what you think." "Then let me understand," Rose said, leaning forward. Because from what I heard, she wasn't asking for the moon, just a little kindness. Emeka sighed deeply. His defense is slowly crumbling. It's complicated. Explain it to me, Rose said. I'm not leaving this table until you do. Emeka paused, looking down at his hands. Anyway, she's not just my sister. She's the reason I'm here today, the reason I went to school, the reason I'm anything at all. When our parents died, Angel was just a teenager herself. She gave up everything, her education, her dreams, her life, to take care of me and my younger sister, Mma. She worked herself to the bone, sewing, cleaning, doing odd jobs. She wore the same clothes for years so we could have new ones. She starved herself so we could eat. He swallowed hard, his voice thickening. She sacrificed every piece of herself for us. And now she is sick. She is paralyzed. She is confined to a wheelchair. She has been calling and called today because she needed money. Help. But I can't, Rose. I can't bear it. I have struggled to build my own life, to have peace. I just want to be free from that burden. Burden? Rose said, hurt by his confession. Is that what you call her now? The woman who gave you her life. You don't understand, Emeka said defensively. I can't leave my life stuck in the past. I need to move forward. I need to think about us now. I understand more than you think, Rose said angrily. I understand loyalty. I understand sacrifice. What I don't understand is how you can sit here laughing, dreaming about the future, while the person who gave up her own future for you is suffering. Tears welled up in her eyes. You call that moving forward? I call it betrayal. Emeka's heart twisted painfully. For the first time, he saw the mirror held up to his soul. He saw himself not as the victim he painted, but as the traitor he had become. If you can turn your back on Angel, your own blood sister, what happens when I'm the one who needs you? She stood up quietly, slipped her bag over her shoulder. A man who abandons his sister will someday abandon his wife. She walked away, leaving Emeka at the table. For the first time in a long time, the noise of the city around him couldn't drown the truth in his heart. Meanwhile, in a luxurious, tastefully furnished apartment in the heart of Lagos, Mma stood in front of a massive mirror, adjusting her silk robe, her face glowing with excitement. Across the room, a man old enough to be her father, Chief Dike, a wealthy businessman, sat on the sofa, watching her with a satisfied smile. On the glass coffee table before him sat a few large, luxurious shopping bags, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, all screaming wealth. For my baby girl, Chief Dike says, smiling, because you deserve the best. Mma giggling, Chief, what have you done again? Open them and see for yourself, my princess. You spoil me too much, oh. Mma said, grinning ear to ear. She sat down eagerly, crossing her legs gracefully, and began pulling out the gifts. First, she lifted a Chanel human hair wig, long and sleek, the kind of wig that costs more than some people's rent. Then she pulled out a handbag, admiring the fine leather. Oh, Chief, you want to spoil me with happiness today. One after another, she revealed the treasures. She leaped from the sofa, dancing and giggling as she pressed kisses all over Chief Dike's face. God bless you for me, Chief. I swear you are the best. You are the sweetest. Best thing that has ever happened to me. Chief Dike chuckled, enjoying the show. He leaned back, sipping his whiskey, pleased at how easily he could buy joy. Mma was living her baby girl's dream. First-class restaurants, designers' labels, spa treatment, yacht party. To the world, she was a picture of success and glamour. But underneath the glitter and gold, she had forgotten the very foundation that got her this far. The sacrifices made by someone she had abandoned. Back in the village, A warm afternoon in the village square. The sun hung low, casting a soft golden glow over the red earth. Children chased each other barefoot, laughter echoing in the air. Women bargained over tomatoes and peppers at nearby stalls. And there, at a small corner, sat Angel, perched gracefully in her wheelchair under the shade of an old mango tree. Before her was a wooden tray, balanced on her knees, filled with neatly packed buns and small chops. Her hands moved, handing out snacks to eager customers. Her smile was bright, brighter than the sun itself. Just then, a silver car pulled up by the square, drawing curious glances. From it stepped Tony, tall, well-dressed, carrying the aura of the city with him. He had returned from the States, having achieved the dreams they once spoke of as teenager. He was about to walk past when his eyes caught the familiar figure. "Angel," he called out. He blinked, not trusting his eyes, but it was her, older, frailer, but unmistakably Angel. He took a few hesitant steps forward, and as he drew closer, the sight hit him like a blow to the chest. The wheelchair, the tray of buns, the quiet dignity. "Angel, what happened to you?" Angel looked up and her smile widened. "Tony, long time no see. What are you doing here? Why are you... How?" Tony asked, feeling shocked. "Life happened," Angel said calmly. "But I'm fine, Tony, I'm fine." "No, you are not," Tony said. "You shouldn't be here. You, this. Abba." Angel only smiled. A smile so soft, so sad that it broke something inside him. "How much are all these buns?" Tony asked. Angel startled. "No, Tony, don't worry. Just buy small and leave the rest." Tony pulling out his wallet, determined. "How much, Angel?" "Everything." Angel hesitated, then gave him the amount shyly. Tony paid for every single bun. No bargaining, no fuse. Then he turned to the children playing nearby. "Children, come on! Free buns for everybody." The kids jumped and ran over, grabbing the buns happily. Angel watched, overwhelmed as the tray was emptied in minutes. Tony bent down without asking and gently lifted Angel from her wheelchair. Strong, firm, protective. Angel startled, struggling. "Tony, what are you doing?" Tony smiling. "Taking you home. We need to talk." He placed her gently in the car, folded her wheelchair and loaded it into the boot. Back at Tony's house, spacious, modern and peaceful, Angel sat on a soft couch, her wheelchair parked by her side. Tony handed her a warm cup of tea and sat across from her. "Tell me everything, Angel. All of it, no hiding." Angel looked into his kind eyes, and for the first time in a long while, she let the words spill. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the abandonment, the dreams she buried, the nights she cried alone, the life she never got to live. Tony listened without interrupting, his fist clenching, his jaw tight. When she was done, he leaned forward. "Tony," softly but firmly, "you are not staying here anymore. You deserve better. Let me help you, Angel. Let me give you back the life you gave up." "I'm tired of being a burden," Angel said with trembling voice. "You are not a burden. You are a blessing, a real one," Tony reassured her. He smiled warmly, and for the first time, Angel's heart flickered with something she hadn't felt in years. Tony sat beside Angel in the spacious living room, flipping through his phone as he discussed his plans with her. "I want you to come with me to the States. There is better medical care, better opportunities." Angel blinked rapidly, her mouth slightly open. "Tony, you mean move to the States?" "Me?" Tony nodded. "Yes, you. Angel's hands trembled where they lay folded on her lap. Her heart raced, overwhelmed by the possibility of a new beginning. A life she had buried in the graveyard of sacrifice was being exhumed right before her eyes. "You will need support too," Tony said softly. "Someone you trust. Is there anyone you would want to come along?" Angel didn't even think twice. "Cynthia! She's been my anchor, my friend, my sister when the world turned his back on me." Tony smiled. Then he settled. "We will make preparation for both of you. Visas, passports, everything." Days turned into a blur of busy movements, paperwork, medical appointments, goodbye visits. When Angel broke the news to Cynthia, she burst into tears. Tears of joy, tears of relief. Cynthia hugging Angel tightly. "See God though. After all those years of pain, Angel, lights don't finally reach our doorstep." Angel smiled, truly smiled, a smile of hope reborn. At the airport, Angel sat by the glass window staring out at the massive planes parked. Cynthia sat beside her, chattering excitedly, while Tony handled the boarding passes. As they called for boarding, Tony gently wheeled Angel towards the gate. Cynthia trotted along, holding Angel's small bag. Angel took one last look at her country, her homeland, the soil that had seen her sacrifices, her heartbreaks, her betrayals. And then, without fear, she crossed the threshold into a future that for once was hers. For the first time in forever, Angel wasn't surviving, she was living. Meanwhile, Emeka had tried everything to make peace with Rose, begging, pleading, apologizing, but Rose stood her ground. Rose's words echoed in his mind. "Until you make peace with the sister who made you the man you are, I can't trust you to build a home with me." But now Angel was gone. No phone call could reach her. In the heart of the village, the sun hung heavy in the sky, casting long shadows across the now silent compound where Angel once lived. Emeka stood at the entrance of the house. The dog creaked as he pushed it open, stepping into the empty room that once overflowed with laughter, with life. Dust danced in the sunlight that filtered through cracked windows. The sewing machine, once the heartbeat of the house, sat silently in a corner covered in an old cloth. Emeka walked slowly to a small wooden table by the wall. There, resting against the peeling paint, was an old family photograph. Angel, himself, and Mma as children, their faces glowing with innocence and hope. Angel had her arms around them, smiling brightly, the protector she had always been. Emeka picked up the frame, his hands trembling, his vision blurring as hot tears gathered in his eyes. He sank onto a broken chair, and for the first time in his adult life, he wept. "Angel, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for forgetting you. I'm sorry for abandoning you when you needed me most. I'm sorry for letting you carry the weight alone." He clutched the photo to his chest, rocking back and forth like a lost child. Back in the city years later, it was a rainy Saturday evening. Emeka sat alone in his apartment, scrolling aimlessly through his phone, trying to drown the heavy silence that had become his companion since Rose walked away. Life hadn't been kind to him since then. Business deals failed, relationships soured, and guilt remained his shadow. As he flicked through his Instagram feed, something made him stop. A familiar face, a face he hadn't seen in years, yet one he could never forget. Angel. But not the Angel he last remembered. Frail, tired, confined to a wheelchair in a dusty village square. No, this Angel stood tall, radiant, regal. Her skin glowing like polished bronze under the studio lights. Her makeup flawless, her smile confident. She wore a beautiful red dress, designed with intricate patterns, and behind her stood a bold backdrop by angels' hands, empowering the next generation of designers. The caption read, "Hosting aspiring young tailors in a 3-day fashion boot camp. Learn, grow, shine." Venue, Grand Hall, Victoria Island, Lagos. A maker with mouth wide open whispered, "Angel? No, this can't be real." He zoomed in on the picture, staring hard at her features, the same familiar smile, but now clothed in power and purpose. Emeka's hand trembled as he hurriedly clicked save on the address of the event. His heart raced. I have to see her. I have to. For years he had carried the weight of regret. Days later, the Grand Hall was alive with energy and excitement. Banners with "By Angels' Hands" fluttered around. Young aspiring designers sat, hanging on to every word as Angel stood on the stage, glowing in a sleek red pantsuit, elegant, commanding, radiant. Her voice was soft but powerful as she addressed the crowd. No matter how hard life tries to bury you, remember you are a seed. You will grow again, Angel said as she ended her speech. Applause erupted. Camera flashes went off. A journalist moved forward for a post-event interview. Angel, how does it feel to rise from such a painful past to now become a beacon of hope for others? Angel smiling gently. It feels humbling. I'm grateful for the journey, even the thorns. They made the flowers more beautiful. Suddenly, the doors burst open. Heads turned. Murmurs filled the hall. There at the entrance stood Emeka, haggard, unshaven, eyes swollen with sleeplessness and tears. His clothes hung loose on his once proud frame. He stumbled forward, sobbing uncontrollably. Security moved quickly, but Angel raised a hand, signaling them to stop. Emeka fallen to his knees, voice cracking. Angel, please forgive me. I wronged you. I abandoned you. I betrayed you. You raised me. You sacrificed everything for me. And when you needed me the most, I turned my back on you. The hall was silent. People stared. The powerful fashion icon they admired, and the broken man on his knee before her. Emeka sobbing harder. Life has dealt with me, Angel. I lost everything. Business, love, peace. I carry guilt like a shadow that never leaves me. I can't undo the past. But please, just give me your forgiveness. That's all I crave. Angel stood frozen, shocked beyond words. She hadn't seen him in years. And to see him now, a shadow of the man he once was, tore something deep inside her. Angel softly to the interviewer, I'm sorry, I will need to end this here. She removed her mic and walked gently towards Emeka. Without a word, she touched his shoulder. Get up, Emeka. Still shaking, Emeka rose slowly, eyes red, ashamed. She motioned to her team and quietly led him out of the hall, away from the flashing cameras and prying eyes. They both sat in a quiet, cozy restaurant nearby, two broken paths facing each other. Angel sipped water calmly. Emeka sat opposite her, trembling. After you left, it was like a curse fell on me. Nothing worked. Rose, my fiancé, left. Business collapsed. Everything I touched turned to dust. Angel stared her glass absent-mindedly, watching Emeka through calm, steady eyes. And what about Mma? Where is she now? Angel asked softly. At the mention of Mma, Emeka shifted uncomfortably, running a hand over his tired face. Mma is in trouble. She's been in police custody for months now. Angel stuttered, voice tightening. Police custody? For what? What happened? She got entangled with a man, a wealthy married man, a sugar daddy. He used to spoil her with everything, cars, designers, bars, trips abroad. One night, They lodged in a hotel. After their intimacy, he slumped right there in the room. Angel gasped softly. She was arrested for questioning. The man's family accused her of foul play. No solid evidence. But in this country, you know how things works. She's been in custody ever since. I've spent almost everything I have trying to bail her. Lawyers, court days, everything. But the money isn't enough. In prison? Emeka nodding, voice cracking. Yes, the baby girl's life she chased has turned into her worst nightmares. And the friends she partied with, nowhere to be found. It's just me running from one office to another. She's just a girl, Angel said with misty eyes. She sat back, stunned, a heavy sadness clouding her heart. The little girl she carried on her back, the one she gave her childhood for, the one she watched dance around barefoot in the village square, was now sitting behind cold iron bars. Which station is she being held in? Angel asked after a long silence. Angel, no, Emeka replied with a surprised look on his face. You've done enough for us. I don't deserve your help. She doesn't deserve your help, Ada. It's not about what you deserve, Angel replied. I'm not doing it because of who Umma became. I'm doing it for the little girl who once held my hand. I'm doing it for myself. Emeka wiped his face with a napkin, his heart heavy with guilt, yet curious, longing to understand how the sister he had once abandoned was now this powerful. Sister, the last time I saw you, you were in a wheelchair. How did you get here? Walking again, living again. Angel smiling gently. It's a long story, but in short, Tony happened. Emeka puzzled. Tony? Yes. Angel continued. Tony made arrangements for my visa, took me to the States. There he employed some of the best doctors, a top-class medical team, physiotherapists, surgeons, caregivers. It wasn't easy. Years of therapy, countless sleepless nights, painful, frustrating, but I worked hard and slowly I regained the use of my legs. She smiled softly, as if remembering the first day she stood up again. He didn't stop there. Tony believed in me, in my dreams, even when I had forgotten how to dream. He funded my fashion school education, introduced me to investors, stood by me when I launched my brand. Her eyes gleamed with pride. Now, by Angel's hands, is one of the top fashion brands both in the States and here in Nigeria. We came back home recently, not just for the wedding, but to mentor young aspiring tailors, to give back before we return to the States for good. Emeka, quietly swallowing hard. So, it took a stranger to do for you what we couldn't. Angel softly, not a stranger, a friend, a true friend. Emeka bowed his head, the weight of her words cutting through him, sharper than any knife. I don't deserve your forgiveness, sister. I don't even deserve to sit here. Maybe not, Angel said softly. But life had taught me that forgiveness isn't about deserving. It's about healing. I've moved on, Emeka, and you should too. In that moment, Emeka realized Angel didn't just walk again, she had risen. Weeks later, with the influence and resources at her disposal, Angel quietly made arrangements through her legal team. Paperwork were filled, hurdles crossed. And just like that, after months of despair, Mma walked out of the cold grey prison gate into the warm sunlight of freedom. Mma's once radiant beauty was dulled by hardship, her face thinner, her eyes carrying the weight of regret. And there stood Angel, waiting, not with anger, not with judgment, but with the quiet, powerful dignity of someone who had conquered betrayal. Mma falling to her knees, sobbing, "Sister, I'm sorry. I failed you. I disgraced everything you stood for. Please forgive me. Get up, Mma. I forgave you long before today. Not for you, but for me." Angel helped her sister up, the very sister who once denied her, now being given another chance to rewrite her story. A few weeks later, the grand hall shimmered with elegance and beauty. Gold and white flowers lined the aisles. Chandelier bathed the room in soft romantic light. The air buzzed with excitement. Guests in glittering outfits whispered in admiration. Angel, in a stunning white lace wedding gown, stood tall and graceful. Her skin glowed, her eyes sparkled. She was no longer the girl burdened by sacrifice. She was a queen crowned by resilience. Tony stood at the altar smiling, dashing in a crimson navy blue tuxedo, his eyes only for her. By Angel's side was Cynthia, her faithful friend, dressed in a beautiful blue gown as the maid of honor, proud, beaming, teary-eyed. Angel took slow, measured steps towards the altar. Her journey not just down the aisle, but through a life of pain, perseverance, and ultimate triumph. Days later, Angel gathered Emeka and Mma to a quiet living room. I have no bitterness left. I just want to see you both rise. You have one life, make it count. She handed each one of them an envelope. Inside, heavy checks, enough to start businesses, enough to rebuild lives. Mma, teary in her eyes, Angel, please, let me follow you back to the States. Let me be close to you again. Angel, firmly but gently, no, Mma, this is your journey now. Stay here, grow here, build your life with your own hands. Mma sobbed quietly but nodded. Not long after, Angel and Tony boarded a plane back to the future of no betrayal and pain, back to a new beginning. This story teaches us never to lose yourself in the service of others. While love and sacrifice are noble, it's important to remember that your life, dreams and happiness matters too. You can't pour from an empty cup. Also remember those who stood by you in your lowest moment. Forgetting sacrifices made on your behalf is a fast road to regret. It also teaches us that forgiveness is freedom. Angel forgave, not because her siblings deserved it, but because she deserved peace. Forgiveness frees the forgiver more than the forgiven. It also teaches us that true friends are rare and priceless. Tony and Cynthia showed that sometimes family isn't by blood, but by heart. Finally, healing comes from within. True healing isn't about revenge or validation from others. It's about choosing peace over pain and choosing yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do. Like and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on any of our amazing stories. Bye.